Downgraded to a Category 1, Hurricane Dorian is pummeling the U.S. Atlantic coast as it crawls north.
The danger right now is the rising storm surge of 4 to 7 feet and flash floods as the hurricane churns along the coast.
In the nation's capital, a different kind of storm is surrounding Donald Trump. The president was criticized after saying the state of Alabama faced a threat from Hurricane Dorian, despite forecasts from the National Weather Service that stated otherwise. The president spent days pushing back on the criticism, insisting he was correct.
I know that Alabama was in the original forecast. They thought it would get it as a piece of it.
The controversy was revived Wednesday when Trump showed reporters in the Oval Office a forecast map that he said backed up his claim. It included a hand-drawn modification with a so-called Sharpie marker showing the storm path reaching Alabama. The president later said he did not know who drew on the official Weather Service map. Some analysts say the episode is a pattern for Trump's presidency when he makes false claims that he and his aides still forcefully defend.
His legacy in this presidency goes on and on and on of issues where he has his staff running in circles to make sure that it appears he never makes a mistake.
At times of crisis, people often look to the president as an authoritative comforter-in-chief, someone who can be counted on as a steady presence.
Some of his tweets at the level of town crier almost seem to be amplifying some reason for concern. The example of stating that Alabama was in harm's way, for example, it's almost like telling people to be more afraid instead of to be less afraid. That's historically unusual.
Supporters of the president say more important than his words is the federal assistance he sends to states facing disaster.
The federal government's job is actually not to come in and take over in a disaster, but to back up what state and local governments do, which is often why when responses go really, really well, it's because state and local governments have good disaster response systems, have good infrastructure, have good leadership, and the federal government folds in on that.
American media outlets extensively covered the controversy over the altered map. The president says it's another example of fake news. However, his re-election campaign appears to be cashing in on the controversy, offering a Trump marker that has the special ability to drive the fake news crazy. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News at the White House.